Thank you, Srini. I was warned by Sanjeev Saraf before I came on stage. Gopi, जब तुम बोलने जाओगे, deep lunch का time होगा. And Sanjeev is going to speak to you this evening at 4:30. Sanjeev, I've shut the buffet there. Nobody can eat. So for next 10 minutes. Thank you, Career Launcher, for making this invitation. I want to share you the context in which I made what I made, so that you're able to appreciate the context. Context one is that I'm a part of a company which is trying to solve scalable education problem through technology. So everything that I see is technology in education. So that is one problem. That's one context I'm operating on. The second context I'm operating on, that if for some reason I, along with a set of people, are given the mandate of how would you scale for the future wave that's coming, how would I do it? That's the second context. The third context from your perspective is that there are many people in the university, also in the corporate, mostly in universities. When you decide to skill your folks, your students in the college, some of the challenges that I have faced may apply to you. So there are three contexts. One, I come from a world of scalable education through technology. Two, I pose this question to myself: if I were to ensure in this new era of jobs, how will I prepare the kids? And third, there could be one or two points that may be relevant to you. That's my context. Before I begin, I have kind of, oh, this is the PPT, thanks. So I'm going to list 4 challenges. I'm going to take a pay cut. I don't need 10 minutes, I'll do it in 5 minutes. And so that we can get on with question answers. Before I show my first challenge to you, I want the audience here to visualize a family picture. Not your family, just visualize a family picture, a photograph that you recently seen. I hope the image is there in your mind. I'm going to show you a slide of a family picture. Now, how many of you had a picture which is different from this? Please raise your hand. That's about 100%, 90%. The next question is that I want you to picture a school. Just picture a school in your head. Now, how many of us thought of picture which was closer to this? Please raise your hand. That's about 3–4%. The first challenge is kind of indicative in the first 2 photographs, is the concept of homogeneity. When I say family, we upload a picture. When I say school, we upload a picture. The first challenge as a digital educator trying to solve skilling and education, the problem is the challenge of heterogeneity. Yesterday I saw the higher education survey, and some of the stats, for example, there are 10 million Bachelor of Arts students in India today, 10 million, in the total 35 million. And by and large, we've been discussing STEM since yesterday. 10 million Bachelor in Arts students, 4 million BCom students. That's about 14 million out of the 35 million are not STEM. And you add another 11% from distance education. So heterogeneity to me is one of the scariest challenge. And we beat Pareto principle by a mile. Pareto said 20% of the event costs 80% of the results. 10 programs have 83% enrollment in India, 10 programs. And we have something like 600, 700 programs. So to me, recognizing this heterogeneity, solving this heterogeneity is a big part of the equation. Now, these are some heterogeneity which I have kind of put together. To me, a learner is a function of all of this. There are about 25 listed. In each one, there could be about 10 buckets. So you're talking about 10 into 10 into 10 into 10, 25 times. That many unique clusters you can get. So I'm trying to look at what are the small homogeneous packet in this massive heterogeneity. So one is the biggest challenge as educators, or technology-based educators that I face, is how do I deal with this heterogeneity? In every sense, language proficiency. I remember the other day I was gone into a corporation school near Chennai. Now, one of the kids had a problem of lack of time to study because in the evening that kid works. So the kid doesn't have time to study. That's a completely different level of problem. So how are we going to equip this wide heterogeneity? That's challenge one. Challenge two, hot careers versus suitable careers. What I understood in the data that's floating around is 1 million of IT workers. In the next 5 years, we're going to have 10 times of those workers in construction, retail, beauty and wellness, organized retail. But what gets spoken about is the IT. We have this, I also do some work in career counseling. We built a couple of career counseling engine to advise college students. And I noticed the propensity to navigate towards a hot course is much more than a suitable course. Just take Professor Gopinath as an example. He's been an inspiration from yesterday to me. And he has beautifully navigated all the technology in his 60, 70 years. Because he possibly found a suitable course, not a hot course. If he went for a hot course, maybe he would have been a typist in a government office. So there's a whole way with respect to choosing the hot course. The second challenge is, how do I educate my students to pick suitable careers, not hot careers? Third, the biggest assumption. This is where most well-intentioned systems crash, is that the learner is all motivated and ready. He's not motivated. The learner's got better things to do. He's got movies to watch. He's got Facebook to read. He's got documentaries to catch on. He's got games to watch. This is a third challenge. How do I make the learner motivated? Just by having the best of professors, best of content, don't think learners are, I'm sure all of you are aware that the learners are not ready to come and take it. And the final challenge is, I was hired by a company about 15 years back to write content for Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a technology. And we weren't so connected well with America, so I was trying to put together some content in India. All I could do was 2-3 pages of content. While most people, that is my primary experience with respect to generating cutting-edge content. So it is a big challenge. How do I get the latest in AI, latest in ML? So putting all of these 4 challenges together, I need to recognize heterogeneity. I need to look at suitable courses than hot courses. And how do I build learner motivation, to me, is the holy grail in digital education. And finally, how do I get access to evolving content? We have solved this problem somewhat at our organization. We've done personalization to a great extent in many of our programs. We have tried to build analytics and advise students of what are their strengths are, and hence what the suitable careers are. We've done tremendous amount of work in pedagogy, experience, and engagement in motivating the learner. I remember one case study where about 5,000 school dropout children were to be given training on interviewing skills and life skills. And we hired a television actress in Tamil, made her the facilitator and trained her. And we had phenomenal course completion rates. So motivation of a learner is something which we have tried solving. And we are working with many universities across the world, even in India, on trying to get the best in business to come on board, be it right here, LV Prasad for optometry and ophthalmology, or far away from UC Irvine on digital marketing. So to me, if I put all of this together, this is how I would solve this problem. On one side, I will work with universities, corporates, research, boutique, even individuals. Recently, one of the co-founders of CL put me in touch with one of the Hindustani singer who wants to give her knowledge and skilling on the platform. So we need to reach out, put thousands of courses, hundreds of learning modes, and reach millions of learners. And we are doing our work a little bit here and there, maybe 5%, 10%, 30%. But this is where I think we need to put all our might. Maybe I go to IIT KGP and pick 3 best programs, IIT Kanpur 2 best programs, IFIM 2 programs, try to build one world-class, technology-led, which recognize heterogeneity, a lot of courses in arts, sciences, and sociology, and reach millions of learners. This could be one way we could go about solving the problem. And I'm completely aware of the challenges because we are still far from mastering those challenges. Thank you very much.